Thank you, Perpetual. And now for some more news stories. President Muhammad Buhari will on Tuesday next week meet with the service chiefs. The meeting comes amid the increased security challenges in the country. The president had earlier on Thursday presided over a meeting of the Council of State at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Discussions in the meeting were said to be mostly centered on the economy and insecurity. The meeting was attended by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, National Security Advisor, Babagana Monguno, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. Former heads of state physically in attendance were Abdusalami Abubakar, Goodluck Jonathan, and Yakubu Gowon. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, on Wednesday admitted that the police had done its best in securing the country, but that their best was not good enough in the circumstances. Baba, who spoke while fielding questions from journalists on the ongoing killings in the North Central and Northwest after inaugurating the newly constructed Police Area Command in Gwarimpa, Abuja, stated that the average policeman remained more endangered as they were killed on a daily basis. Quote, "We're doing our best is not enough. Everyone is synergizing, the military is in, other security agencies are in. We're even more endangered. There is no day our men are not killed. We have been trying and we shall continue to try." End of quote. As part of activities marking the 8 years commemoration of the Chibok girls' abduction in Borno State, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has in a statement appealed to authorities in Nigeria to make schools safe and provide a secure learning environment for every child in the country, especially for girls, to increase girls' enrollment, retention, and completion of education. The statement, which was signed by the UNICEF country representative, Peter Hawkins, on Thursday, was to mark the abduction of the 276 students at Government Girls Secondary School, Chibok. Today marks 8 years since the first known attack on a learning institution in Nigeria on 14th April 2014, in which 276 students at the Government Girls Secondary School, Chibok, in northeast Nigeria, were abducted by a non-state armed group. Hawkins added, attacks on learning institutions render the learning environment insecure and discourage parents and caregivers from sending their wards to schools, while the learning themselves become fearful of the legitimate pursuit of learning. Lagos State Police Command has paraded 32 suspects alleged to have been involved in various degrees of crimes ranging from murder to kidnapping. IBrand senior correspondent reports that the State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alabi, in a press briefing, said the command is working tirelessly to rid the state of criminally minded elements.
Briefing newsmen at the Lagos State Police Command on behalf of the State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alabi, the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Benjamin, said the crime committed by the suspects include armed robbery, kidnapping, defilement, murder, and courtism, amongst others. SP Benjamin, while thanking Lagosians for providing the police with useful information to rid the state of criminally minded persons, appealed for more cooperation, saying that police cannot do the job alone.
Importantly, appreciate the cooperation of Nigerians in terms of giving information. There's nowhere in the world where the police or any security agency works without information. So they've been very helpful in that regard. We get information a lot. I get messages, social media, text messages, even calls.
Some of the suspects narrated their involvement in the crime.
That case is a case of fire incidents, okay? Fire incidents that happened. Some people are saying is that I should have been consumed together with my wife. I was in the parlor, okay, with my phone. I was chatting with my phone. So I suddenly saw a light from the balcony, okay? A light that is not usual. So I went. When I saw that light that was not usual, I went. So when I went for the light, I saw that there was light. So the door was closed. I just opened the door. When I opened the door, the light, that's the fire, came. And I shouted, "Ifeanyi!"
It was an issue of kidnap that brought me here. My name is Shiu Tijani. Because of Curtis members, sir. The Black Men of Africa. Are you? I'm just learning aluminium. So it's where I'm learning aluminium, and it's from there. So all those Curtis are threatening me up and down. So as they threaten me, they do me bad. They kill some of my senior brother. After that one, that is why I myself go and join Curtis, sir. Maybe say I just really look to go and join Curtis. It's wicked, the wicked me. That's why I myself go and join Curtis, sir. That is all.
When we reach Balogun, get one club where they there. That guy say he want to carry one girl. He call Sarah. Let's Sarah, two of them go on. Let Sarah help her carry the girl. Sarah call help her carry the girl. When Sarah help her carry the girl finish, now we start to go in. Where will they go? Now to that guy and that girl, he call collect the girl phone. That guy say give me my phone, but now I show the girl. What happened? They call the fight, two of them. Was that motor? The girl weak for the batter. They call the now I call slow down. The guy call push the girl. For time my vehicle. We push the girl for time my vehicle. He said let me they go.
This is my first one, and it will be the last. I was called by the mob that because he knows how to ride the bike. So he jumped on the bike and I was sitting at the back. So when we were on the run, some guys were chasing us from the back. So I fell off from the bike and they caught me.
Items recovered from the suspects include 2 cars, 11 arms, 19 live ammunition, 16 inverter batteries, cables, ATM cards and phones, amongst others. IBrandTV reporting for IBrandTV News.
And the need to strengthen the legislative arm of government in Nigeria was the focus of the Speakers' Conference held in Lagos State today. IBrandTV reports that participants at the event said it is the only way to save the country's growing democracy.
Past and present speakers with their deputies from across the country converged in Lagos State this time to forge a way out of the nation's unsecured and nearly collapsed economy. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa, and Chairman Conference of Speakers Abubakar Suleiman, amongst others, were on the same page that for Nigeria to overcome our present situation, there is need for purposeful leadership.
We believe that the journey is still far. But with you and the faces that we see here today, we know that it's doable. We're convinced that it's achievable. We believe that indeed, that bigger, greater, better Nigeria that we're all craving for, with all of us working together, convincing people that are not here, it will come to reality. I want to thank you all very much for coming. I want to thank you all very much for believing in our story of Lagos and using Lagos as a small testament that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu can do for our country.
On his part, the guest of honor, former Senator and former Lagos State Governor Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said Nigeria needs a courageous leader who can put its resources to use effectively.
My joy is not full. I don't have a nation whose passport I can be extremely proud of, who will be asked one of those great countries that will not be an index of poverty and frustration, not be an index of banditry, hooliganism, stealing, fraud. Oh, it's a nation. We have to build it. That nation that we all will be proud of. We have what it takes. We have the brilliance. We have the talent. We have the resources. We have the courage and boldness. We have the focus. We just don't know how to run the race.
The legislators, past and present at the end of the conference, agreed to ensure that the nation gets the right leaders in 2023.
It's all about our interest, the kind of interest that we strongly believe will serve the people of Nigeria, which we believe can take us to that Dorado we have been talking about. I'm sure if you are inside, you must have heard from that man all he has in stock. And we strongly believe in his idea, we strongly believe in his vision, we strongly believe in his commitment, and that is why we are here today.
Well, this meeting has really brought us closer to Asiwaju himself, to listen to him, see him physically, compared with the information we have been hearing outside, and it is now clearer that that's the only man that can make the difference as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
With him as President, I'm sure he will remember what he was in the Senate, and of course he will assist Legislature to grow, and Nigeria will be a better place for it.
IBrandTV reporting for IBrandTV News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced the disqualification of 106,280 voters in the two states of OSUN and EKITI for allegedly flouting the guidelines stipulated for the continuous voter registration CVR exercise ahead of their governorship elections in June and July this year. INEC also stated that about 1,126,359 voters would be disqualified in total because of the same infractions. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who gave the disclosure during the press conference at the Commission's headquarters, said the infraction happened in all the states of the Federation. According to Yakubu, out of the 2,523,458 new registrations, 1,126,359, representing 44.6%, were invalid, adding that infractions, which were soon covered while cleaning up the voter register, happened across the 36 states. Yakubu said, quote, "While the number of new registrants is very impressive and demonstrates the eagerness of Nigerians to vote in the forthcoming elections, the Commission has a duty to clean up the data to ensure that only eligible Nigerians are registered." Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki has called on politicians to look beyond personal ambition and find ways to reunite the nation by affecting all regions of the country positively. Governor Obaseki made this known in Benin City, Edo State capital, when he received former governor of Anambra State and presidential aspirant of the PDP, Peter Obi. Igbo Korea has details.
Governor Godwin Obaseki said all parts of the country must feel inclusive in the politics of the nation. The governor said a situation where a section, zone or unit of the country is left out of leadership position does not mean well for the nation. He called on politicians to find a way to ensure that all regions of the country are carried along.
We must understand that for us to preserve our country, all parts of this country must feel included in the politics so that we can build, if you don't even call it a consensus, but build an alignment to produce a leadership that can take Nigeria out of the crisis we face today. Anything that is not inclusive, Edo is not part of it, because Edo wants us to build a strong, united country so that we can face the challenges ahead of us.
The visitor and former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, on the spot said he is in Edo State to consult with the governor on his ambition to become president of the country and to also stress the need for the PDP family to be united.
I'm in alignment with anything that will bring about equity, respect, and love of each zone. We want fairness, the foundation of building in a multi-ethnic, diverse society or nation like Nigeria. And of course, we have to dialogue and consult. Whatever we're going to do must be with consultation, dialogue, love, and caring.
Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State from March 17, 2006 to November 2nd, 2006, when he was impeached and was later overturned. Igboji Horia, reporting for IBrandTV News.
Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has directed the Nigerian Railway Corporation to hand over tickets and passengers' identification to Secure ID, the company in charge of the e-ticketing platform for the Abuja-Kaduna rail service. According to Amechi, this will help in reducing incidents of crime and also curb security challenges on the route. Amechi said this when the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, visited and presented the full business case certificate, FBC, for the Lagos-Ibadan and Itakpe-Warri e-ticketing service to him in Abuja. He said the introduction of the e-ticketing platform for Abuja-Kaduna blocked all revenue leakages and increased generated revenue on the route from about 100 million naira to 400 million naira monthly. While presenting the FBC, Mr. Michael Ohiani, the Acting Director General of the ICRC, said the concession was for a period of 10 years. According to Ohiani, it will generate over 140 billion naira for the country during the period and also help create over 3,000 direct and indirect jobs for Nigerians. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has called on the federal government to immediately set up a high-powered panel to deal with industrial disharmony in Nigeria's university system. The NLC president, Mr. Ayuba Waba, said this in a communique he jointly signed by Emmanuel Ugwaja, NLC General Secretary, on Wednesday in Abuja. The communique was issued after a joint meeting with NLC and affiliate unions in the education section, which includes the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU. Others are Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, SANU, and National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT. Waba said the overarching objective of the meeting was to take report on the ongoing industrial dispute and action in Nigeria's university system. According to Waba, their concerns include the intermittent and protracted strikes and other industrial actions in Nigeria's public tertiary education system. He, however, noted that in the light of the foregoing concerns, the meeting resolved to call on the federal government to immediately set up a high-powered panel. He said the panel should be made up of members with requisite mandates to resolve within 21 days the foregoing issues affecting industrial harmony in Nigeria's university system. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take the African news. Please stay with us. Thank you for joining us again. Now on the African scene, Rwanda has struck a deal with the British government that will offshore some of the UK's asylum processing to the African country. The move has been condemned as unworkable and inhumane by UK opposition politicians, charities and refugee groups. British Home Secretary Priti Patel is due to announce details in Rwanda on Thursday of what the UK government is calling an economic development partnership. Media reports say the government plan The government plan would see some single men who arrive in Britain from across the English Channel in small boats, flown 6,400 kilometers to Rwanda while their asylum claims are processed. The arrangement would cost Britain about $158 million and follows failures to strike deals with Albania and Ghana. Simon Hart, the UK government minister for Wales, said the goal was to break up the business model of criminal people smuggling gangs. The UK government has been under mounting pressure to do something about the thousands of people arriving in southern England, mainly from France. More than 28,000 people entered the UK on small boats last year, up from 8,500 in 2020 and just 300 in 2018. Dozens have died, including 27 people in November capsizing of a single boat. And on the foreign scene, the European Union has closed a loophole that allowed EU governments to export weapons worth tens of millions of euros to Russia last year alone, despite an embargo which took effect in 2014 after Russia annexed Ukraine's Crimea region. EU countries last year sold to Russia weapons and ammunition worth 39 million euros, according to the latest data made available by the EU Commission, up more than 50% from 2020, when sales were worth 25 million euros, a volume in line with previous years. The EU had banned the export of arms to Moscow in July 2014 in reaction to Russia's annexation of Crimea, but a clause in the sanctions permitted sales under contracts signed before August 2014. Countries with large defense industries, such as France and Germany, were among the largest exporters. The loophole has come under fire from some EU governments since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24, which Kremlin calls a special military operation. In a bid to weaken the Kremlin's war efforts in Ukraine, the EU has imposed 5 rounds of sweeping sanctions, banning exports to Russia of a large variety of technology that could be used by the defense industry. And U.S. President Joe Biden announced an additional $800 million in military assistance to Ukraine on Wednesday, expanding the scope of the systems provided to include heavy artillery ahead of a wider Russian assault expected in eastern Ukraine. The package, which brings the total military aid since Russian forces invaded February to more than $2.5 billion, includes artillery system, artillery rounds, armored personnel carriers, and unmanned coastal defense boats. Biden said in a statement after a phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Biden said he had also approved the transfer of additional helicopters, saying equipment provided to Ukraine has been critical as it confronts the invasion. The new package includes 11 Mi-17 helicopters that had been earmarked for Afghanistan before the U.S.-backed government collapsed last year. It also includes 18 155mm howitzers, along with 40,000 artillery rounds, counter-artillery radars, 200 armored personnel carriers, and 300 additional Switchblade drones. This was the first time howitzers have been provided to Ukraine by the United States. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said some of the systems, like the howitzers and radars, will require additional training for Ukrainian forces not accustomed to using American military equipment. And that's it on News Now. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui. Thanks for watching. It's now back to Perpetua.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Thank you, Omo Polanli. And now we join Choma for entertainment business.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Business. I am Chioma Amaribulam. Nigerian singer and songwriter Oluwatosin Ajibade, better known by his stage name Mr. Easy, has received £1,000 as an engagement gift after he proposed to his longtime girlfriend, Temi Otedola. Mr. Easy proposed to his girlfriend over the weekend. Following his engagement, he got a £1,000 engagement gift from his doctor, who sent him congratulations. Sharing the news, Mr. Easy took to the Instagram to share a screenshot of the credit alert. And away from that, congratulations have been making the rounds for Nigerian artist Habib Okikiola, popularly known by his stage name Portable, as he signs an endorsement deal with Sujimoto, a Nigerian construction company. According to reports making the rounds on social media, Portable's new deal with Sujimoto, fondly called the Rolls-Royce of luxury real estate, is worth 40 million naira. The deal comes after he had seemingly secured a 50 million naira contract with Obi Kubana as the brand ambassador of Odogwu Bitters. Portable has a net worth of $20,000. Congratulations to Portable. Moving on, Hasbro has purchased D&D Beyond from Fandom for $146.3 million in cash. D&D Beyond, which boasts nearly 10 million users, will be absorbed into Hasbro's Wizard of the Coast division, which controls Dungeons & Dragons, as well as other tabletop and digital gaming franchises like Magic: The Gathering. The executive step up comes amid an ongoing proxy battle with activist investor Alta Fox Capital Management. The D&D Beyond acquisition aims to give Hasbro deeper data-driven insights into Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. The D&D Beyond transaction, to be paid out for Hasbro's cash on hand, is expected to close during the second or third quarter of 2022, pending the closing conditions. The deal has been approved by both Hasbro's and Fandom's boards. And that is on Entertainment Business. I am Chioma Amaribulam.
Sports Business Now.
Brand Finance's annual review reveals that Nike and Adidas are the top 2 sports kitting brands in the world. Nike's brand value jumped 9% to $33.2 billion, but still isn't at the level it was 2 years ago. Last year, Nike's brand value dropped 13% from 2020 to $30.4 billion, but still managed to hold the top spot. The majority of the other 8 brands were made up of mostly designer names including Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and Hermes. Aggregate brand value for sportswear brands in the top 50 grew by 10% to $74 billion, while luxury brands grew by 21% to $125 billion. Adidas brand value grew 2% to $14.6 billion, and that of Puma grew by 13% to $4.5 billion. Lululemon's brand value increased by 28% to $4.2 billion. While more well-known sportswear brands increased, smaller sportswear brands were among the fastest growing brands on the list, with Skechers brand value skyrocketing by 68% to $3.2 billion and Li Ning's brand value increasing by the same amount to $2 billion. And still talking sports business at this hour, Romy Guy has been named FIFA's new Chief Business Officer, replacing Kay Madati, who joined FIFA less than 9 months ago. Madati was appointed Chief Commercial Officer of FIFA in July 2021, having held roles at Twitter, Viacom, Facebook, Time Warner, and LinkedIn. Madati took over from Simon Thomas, who left FIFA in October 2020, just over a year after taking the job. FIFA said Madati's departure was for personal reasons, with Madati himself citing a wish to focus on his family. Madati will remain with FIFA until the end of June 2022 to support the commercial division in managing the transition period. Guy arrives from management consultancy AWE International Group, where he has been chairman since 2015. Prior to that, he was the chief executive of the United Arab Emirates Football League and the chief revenue officer and marketing director at Italian football giants Juventus. And finally, on sports business, Super Group, the parent company of online sports betting and gaming business Betway, reported a 45% year-over-year increase in 2021 revenue to around $1.4 billion. Profits jumped 58% year-over-year to roughly $255.6 million, with cash and cash equivalents increasing by 112%. The company expanded its deals to a total of 70 in 17 different countries. Its deals include the NHL, the NBA, and the ATP. Super Group signed 30 sponsorship agreements in 2021. The group also reached 2.62 million monthly average customers in 2021, which is a 75% increase year-over-year. Betway sports betting revenue reached roughly $417.8 million, up from $174.7 million the year before. In January, Super Group completed its merger with Spark Sports Entertainment Acquisition Corporation to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. So far this year, Super Group has expanded into 3 new regulated markets and signed 9 additional sponsorship agreements. And that's it on Sports Business. I'm Samson Oleide.
Thank you, Samson. It's a wrap on Business Now. Many thanks for watching. I am Perpetua Fasami Peter. Bye for now.